Hello, my name's Daniel. Today, we're reading The Fox and the Wild by Clive McFarland. So get comfy and I'll begin. This is Fred. He was born in the middle of a big city. Fred finds life in the city hard. It's smoky, it's noisy, and it's very, very fast. Fred's cousins love living in the city. With Fred, they roam at night when the streets are quiet. "Let's raid the bins," said Fred's cousin. "That can be dangerous," said Fred. "It can be exciting," said his other cousin. But tonight's raid didn't go as planned. Crash! Bang! "Get away from here!" yelled an angry voice. The foxes fled. Fred's cousins went one way and Fred another. Fred climbed onto a rooftop to hide. He was on his own. Above him, he saw a flock of birds flying over the city. "Where do you go?" Fred called, but his voice was carried off by the wind. Fred decided to follow them. "Where do the birds go?" he asked a tired dog. "I've never really thought about it," said the dog. "Have you ever followed the birds?" he asked a skinny cat. "They get away," said the cat. "Do they fly beyond the city?" he asked a watchful rat. "There's no such place," said the rat. Fred wasn't convinced. The city couldn't go on forever. Suddenly, something came tumbling out of the sky. Honk, honk, honk. It was one of the birds. Fred pounced. "Please, honk," cried the bird. "Don't eat me." "I don't want to," said Fred. "Have you been where the other birds go?" "Yes, honk. I'm from the wild," said the bird. "Where the trees spread their branches and the wind blows over the hills. You'll never reach it without flying." "I don't need to fly," said Fred. "I'll hunt." And so Fred started to hunt. The birds said there were trees in the wild. I know where to look. But this place didn't seem like the wild. "The wild wouldn't be so bare," said Fred. "The bird said the wind blows in the wild. I know where to look." But this place didn't seem like the wild. "The air is too dirty here," Fred choked. The bird said there were hills in the wild. I know where to look. But this place didn't seem like the wild. "The ground is too hard here," said Fred. He didn't know where to hunt next. Just then, screech, crunch! It was a metal monster. Fred ran for cover. Inside the tunnel, it was too dark to see. Fred tried not to be scared. Finally, he tumbled out the end and into trees. Real, wild trees. They were greener than anything he'd ever seen. Fred trod on wild leaves and plants. The ground was softer than anything he'd ever walked on. A wild breeze swept around Fred. He'd never smelled anything so wonderful. Fred heard animals scurrying in the undergrowth. They sounded better than anything he'd ever heard. Fred took a deep breath of clean, wild air and ran over the hills. He'd found it. "I'm in the wild," he barked. "Hello," said a voice. "Do you know where the birds go?" Thanks for listening. See you next time.